All right, family. Black again. It's the Truth Hour with General Sarah Soon said he kicked back. Get your mind ready for some information that's guaranteed to be heavy. That's right. Ring the alarm. KingSeti.com online marketplace. 20% off at this time. 20% off at this time. Everything in the store. We got the classic and Jurassic DVD lectures, t-shirts, and hoodies for the kings and queens, African and Kemetic jewelry for the family out there, necklaces, medallions, earrings, bracelets, cuffs for the kings. We got you. We also got holistic herbal tonics and remedies for you out there. We got, because health is wealth, black seed, living bitters. We got immunity booster. We even got men's tonic. That's right. Get you together, brother. Natural. Get you together. And so health is well. We also have home decor for the family, accessories for every room in the house, living room, dining room, kitchen. We got you. That's right. KingSeti.com. Pull to a fire alarm, GeneralSeti.com, SETI University. Over 900 video presentations on African history, heritage, nation building, spirituality, mental warfare. Advanced African academics teaching the black nation one lesson at a time. The complete General Sarah Soon SETI website. Get your behind in class today. Do you hear me? All right. Patreon, General SETI, keep it popping on Patreon. BPC making noise. We never come. It's exclusive live stream, too hot to handle on YouTube. We dropping tonight. Alchemy, the black arts, the stolen black arts. We got to talk about our divinity. We got to talk about how they're trying to use it on us, stealing everything. So let's get back to black. Let's become a patron today and get that fire and unlock tons of jewels on Patreon. General SETI. Make sure you subscribe to all my YouTube channels. You feel me? Make sure you subscribe. King SETI, General SETI, Sarah Soon SETI. Rock that notification bell. Get a video a thumbs up. Like it because you love it. Like it because you love it. Share it with your family and friends. And comment. Just don't say nothing stupid. Because I will ban your ass. You'll be banned. Never to be found again. Now, to my surprise, yeah, you know, this is how we do. To my surprise, black power to all the family. To my surprise, when I woke up, they saying Biden was in Ukraine. Saying Biden was in Ukraine. And I'm telling y'all this. You know, because that's a serious move. You feel me? And I'm going to tell you why it's a serious move. You know, number one, you sending a message that there is no compromise. You see, Putin say he not going to back down. The West said they ain't going to back down. I ain't even heard no talk, you know, anything about negotiations. Ain't no such thing as negotiations. You see, they didn't drew the line in the sand, and that's where it's at. And neither one of them want to compromise. You see, Putin and he got his constituents. You know, them hardliners over there in Russia. And they looking at it, number one, that Russia is losing prestige. They're losing prestige because Ukraine is a little nation. That's right. It's a little nation in which Russia is supposedly should be able to go in there and put in work. It should have been over by now. You see, it should have been over, but it's not. You see, And so for me, that's critical. That's critical. And that's critical, especially when you supposedly the number 2 nation in the world in military. You see, number 2 nation in the world, and you're taking losses. You're retreating. You see, that, and so that's demoralizing for a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Because, for many of them probably believe they was number 2. And yeah, they might be number 2. You say, how are they losing prestige when the whole world is helping them? No, I'm talking about the Russians, brother. You see, I'm talking about the Russians. You see? You brother, you here you go. Here you go. Here you go. I already see. I got this. You don't know what you're talking about. You see? You don't know what you're talking about because you talking about what other people got. Talk about the tentacles this beast got. You see? Now I understand, because it can fall any which way. It can fall which any, it can fall, and then you got to understand we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. But I know one thing, a lot of people are complaining about the fact that United States got goddamn near 750 goddamn bases all around the goddamn world. Okay, that's all right, brother. That's all right. I ain't, you my brother. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no problem with, because we all here to learn. You see? And so we don't know what the agenda is, real talk. But we do see is some shit happening. It's fire raining down on Ukraine. And what I do believe, a lot of people believe that, a lot of people believe that it could be all type of conspiracies. I believe it's always, regardless if any conspiracies, motherfuckers want to be on top. You see, I know something about power. And motherfuckers may talk about being in a allegiance, but when you're dealing with them Cro-Magnon Neanderthals, that shit is just for a second. Because they may talk allegiance, but everybody want to be on top. You see, share for a minute until you can get to the next stage. So you can take it all. I'm going to use you. Yeah, we can work together. Yeah, let's do this. That's just like World War II, when Russia got together with United States. People don't know that Russia and United States were allies. But today, they had to come together to beat Hitler. They had to come together to beat Hitler. You see? But today, they the biggest enemies on the planet. And I do believe they are enemies. I don't believe that this is staged. I do believe that they are enemies. I do believe that. And, and both of them, in United States, both of them are beasts. Just say that just like that. You see? And why do I say that? Because they brought misery and pain upon everybody that they didn't came in contact with. That's the truth. You see, I don't pick no sides. I'm not a Cro-Magnon Neanderthal, but I know what's going on will affect the world. And so we have to be strategic about everything that's going on. We can't sit back and just watch shit, and just say, oh yeah, we got to keep up. But goddamn it, if something coming this way, nigga, you can't sit on your hands. I tell you that. You see, I tell you that. You can't sit on your goddamn hands and while motherfucker launch some shit off and you talking about, you know what I'm saying? I understand that. I don't got no problem with what's going on. This is that's they beef, and they need to handle it amongst them. And African people need to stay the fuck out of it. I do understand that. You see? But we must look at everything that's happening on this globe and be strategic about our place in this situation. And I do believe that what Biden did was, number one, you have to understand how close they are to waging nuclear war. You see? You got to understand how close they are to waging, because think about it. This man went to Ukraine. You see? This man went to Ukraine knowing, what if somebody get his motherfucking location? You see? What if somebody get his motherfucking location and bomb that shit? You see? So you already know that the United States military was on high alert. You see? The military was on high alert wherever he was at. Now, they say he was in Ukraine. We don't know, but I think he was walking around. He was walking around out there. You see what I'm saying? We don't know if they used a green screen or some shit, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. But I believe, he was there. He was there. But the fact that he touched down in Ukraine, in a battle zone, you see, in a battle zone with the possibility somebody could get his location, is showing, that, because in order for the president to go to, in a battle zone, I'm guaranteeing you they had all type of strike fighters, airplane, jet planes. You see, they had a contingency to take the president of the United States into a battle zone. You see, that's and so with the threat that, if there was a threat, but with a threat that his location could be pinpointed. So right there, he's putting himself in a predicament. Now, what it also does, it makes Putin look weak. Because they looking at his ass like, you let this motherfucker come to Ukraine. You see, we already over here taking losses. And they are taking losses. You see, they are taking losses. Both of them are taking losses. Physically on the ground. And they bombing the shit out of Ukraine every day. I don't even know if the motherfucker gonna be worth living in. You see, is it gonna be worth living in after the end? So the West look at it as a means if they could just get the soil. They don't give a goddamn about the buildings because they can rebuild that. You see what I'm saying? And they're gonna make money rebuilding it on top of the fact. You see, they're gonna make money on top of the fact that both of them are warmongering countries. They both build excess weaponry of mass destruction. You see, so both of them are benefiting from mass destruction. Both of them. You see, but for Biden to go in, that makes Putin. And so what it's gonna do is gonna enrage him. You see, because he gonna get that heat. He gonna get that heat back there with them war hawks in Russia. They're gonna say, you let this man come to Ukraine up under in front of the world. You see, they already looking weak. Because if you're the number 2 country, you're supposed to be able to go in there and seize Ukraine. You see, they supposedly ain't have but a damn army about 200,000 strong. You see what I'm saying? And here it is, you got some of the most technologically advanced fighters, airplanes, a missile defense system, and all this. You see, but that just show you something. When it comes to getting on that ground, it's something different. You can have all that, but you should learn something. You see, if they can't, if they can't beat you on the ground, they're gonna bomb the shit out of you. You see, they're gonna bomb the shit out of you. And so, here now we got to look at what the retaliation is gonna be. You see, you got to see what the retaliation is going to be, because the United States is looking at it like we could take a second-rate military and give them weaponry, and they can beat you. You see, that's what they're really saying. We could take a second-rate military, because Ukraine ain't no first-rate military. They're a second-rate military, and we can arm a second-rate military, give them some underground training, and they can beat you. So and so they, in their mind, that's what so you can't fuck. And when I say us, I'm talking about the U.S. I'm not, I'm talking about the Cro-Magnon. You see, I'm talking about the Cro-Magnon that choose war, and that's who I'm talking about. You see, so when I say we, I'm not talking about no us. I'm talking about them. So my we means them. You see, so when they look at Russia, they say if we could take a second-rate military and arm them and beat you, you can't fuck with us. That's really what they throwing insults. You see, and so both of them are Russians. I don't take. Yeah, they're not even a second rate. They're not. But they putting some goddamn. They putting some. And it is showing that Russia have bluffed. They bluffed. You see, they bluffed. And I've never really seen Russia really take it to somebody on the ground anyway. They resort to massive bombing. You see, that's what they're going. And even in Afghanistan, they got their ass whooped. They ran up out of there. You understand what I'm saying? Defeated. You see? Defeated. But so really what it is that, them bombs and shit is, them bombs is what keep them, people in fear of them. You see that they're going to massively bomb and so, that just show you the savagery. They ain't about let's take this shit to the ground. See, but when you fighting, you fighting wars and your heart, them motherfuckers' hearts wasn't in that shit. You see, you got them motherfuckers at the top and they so full of warmongering, but them motherfuckers on the bottom, they ain't ready to die. They ain't ready to die. Now, if you fighting a war that everybody see in the art of war says that the motivation to fight a war, it got to be so, it must be unified with the leadership and the people. They got to feel, you got to hear it come from the people. It got to be that they didn't attack, your homeland, and, they didn't attack your homeland for no goddamn reason. And then people will rise up like we got to defend our nation. But when you in some bullshit and ain't nobody attack your nation and you ready to throw, millions of lives on the battlefield to fight some shit, and nobody really know why the fuck they there. They heart don't be in it. You see, they heart don't be in. So when you send them motherfuckers on the battlefield and they heart not, they nothing but, they ready to be slaughtered is what it really boiled down to. That they ready to get their ass slaughtered out there because you motherfuckers, and motherfuckers is deserting, you see. But what it boils down, what Biden done, he's enraged. Putin and those warmongers in Russia. And so you can expect that it's going to be a response. You see? They got bombed. They all got bombed. So when it comes to the bombs, ain't no sense of naming no goddamn bomb. You know what I'm saying? Because they all got bombs. You see, they all got bombs. If it go nuclear, it's just a wrap. You see, it's just a wrap. It's gonna be a lot. Fine, get up out the cities. I tell you what. You know what I'm saying? And we don't even know if the planet will be able. How many people would be able to survive something like that. But at the same time, they just show you the savagery. You know, nobody could deny this. Or that Iceman. You see, to fucking build so many, build so many weapons of mass destruction. You see, this is, they've never created, and you talk about how the fuck can a man who create these many bombs would ever create a religion? And so every time they show a God, one of God's prophets, and they always got some, Cro-Magnon, Neanderthal. And how could you have that type of, and really when I go through the Bible, they ain't all, a lot of those are degenerates. You see what I'm saying? And so, but, for the sake of that, a prophet is supposed to be one that leads people spiritually and morally. Every time you look up and you see someone who's supposed to be a prophet, who's supposed to be a leader of a religion, we always see a Cro-Magnon Neanderthal, but yet I've never seen any type of compassion of any mass practice of morality. The only thing that they have created is more and more weaponry of mass fucking destruction. So much so that, they combine and all the rest of them possess enough weaponry and enough artillery and enough bombs to destroy the planet thousands of times over. You see? And so for this man, as old as he is, Biden, he damn near 200 years old. 200. You see? That man probably pull out his goddamn birth certificate and that motherfucker probably chiseled in a stone tablet. You see? They probably didn't even have paper at the time that this man was born. You see? And he about to check out. You see? He about to check out any day now. So he don't care. You see? He don't care. He don't care. To go in there and put his thumb in this man's eye, come in, and people don't understand that the Ukrainians is Russians. That's all they is. That's all they is. Now, for whatever reason that they fight in their own house, you see, that's, but they off the same tree. You see, they're off the same tree. And so the Russians see the Ukrainians as fucking traitors. That's what they see them. And maybe the Ukrainians look at the Russians as traitors. Who knows? Who cares? You see, but to go in over there into the heart, knowing that America would never allow anybody to come close to them. That does just like Russia and United States fighting over Mexico. You see, to come across the water and to try to set up in Mexico. I mean, it's the same thing. You see? And so, y'all ain't got to like it, but you going to push it? Where's the limit? It don't seem like there's no limit. You see? Because if he goes over, he's over there. And he just stuck his thumb in this man's eye. So this man is going to be on fire. He's going to be on fire now. And so he liable to go ape and just bomb. And so if you're responsible for thumbing this man in the eye to enrage him, if he starts to bomb and just, without limit, what are you going to do? You see? What are you going to do? Are you willing to take it a notch further? You see? Are you willing to take it a notch further? Where they, they ramping it up. And not only the fact that China is in the back. They in the back talking. They talking about gathering all the United States enemies together. You see? This shit is on heightened alert. It's on heightened alert all around the world. North Korea just shot some shit off. What was it? Just yesterday. You see? Just shot some shit off yesterday. People don't see that all of this shit connected. You know, motherfucker, you know, you got North Korea shooting some ICM intercontinental ballistic missile. Shot one of them off yesterday. You see, and from what I understand, the United States and South Korea, they flew their planes. You see, but what the fuck is that gonna do for South Korea if this man got nuclear missiles? You see, this man got nuclear missiles. You right next door to this man. You see, and so you're in a serious situation. You're in a serious situation. So you got 3 nations over there, and you beefing with all 3. You see, and you know what? I'm understanding something. They are far beyond the point. I'm not gonna say they're far beyond the point of no return, but it's getting closer and closer to it. You see, it's getting closer and closer to it, where they are. He's what you call him, Rocket Man. You see, he in North Korea, he's shooting it. He's shooting them over Japan. He just having fun. You see what I'm saying? He just having fun, just shooting them and hitting the button, woo, and shoo, and flying them all over, and they falling right in on the coast down there, South Korea. So he having fun. You see, and they can't do shit about it. Obviously, they can't do it. What you gonna react? Your reaction is I don't see that as being equal. That if a man shoot a goddamn intercontinental ballistic missile, that you flying some planes after the fact, motherfucker, the goddamn city gonna be demolished. You see, and so I guess so. I understand. Yeah, maybe you got a few on the plane and you gonna shoot yours too. You see what I'm saying? But see, that the thing is, you can't do what he doing. You see, you can't, because ain't no water up there. It'd be something different if with some water above him. Maybe you would shoot one over his shit. You see what I'm saying? But I don't see it equal that this man is shooting with the possibility of fitting nuclear warheads on them as being equal with, your response is you're going to fly a squadron of planes after a fucking city has been nuclear decimated. You see? And so them South Koreans like, fuck that. Y'all, we ain't with all this shit. You see, because we gonna pay the price. Y'all motherfuckers over there in the United States, but we gonna pay the motherfucking price over here. You see? And so, and United States is over there in Taiwan, and so it's a fight for the top. It's a fight for the top. At this point, it's a fight for the top. You see the groups of nations are forming. You see the groups of nations. Yeah, they are. It says the U.S. is really careful with responding to aggression these days. It seems. Yeah, because they already know where it's at. You see, they already know where it's at. So they already done figured that this, listen to what I'm telling you. They done already figured that they are at that point. You see, so they ain't gonna take a light step. You see, they're not gonna take a light step. They're gonna try to let the intermediaries do the work for now. You see, but if it come a point, you see that I already understand that they there. They at that point. You see, and so we have to understand that anything is possible. And like I say, for this man to go to Ukraine, like goddamn, in the middle of a fucking war, with the possibility that a motherfucker could pinpoint your location And of course, if they hit him, you know that now. So you taking, like they say, some people take penitentiary chances. This motherfucker taking nuclear chances. You understand what I'm saying? And so again, for the president to go to the United States, your president, to go to Ukraine, you see, on the battlefield, you already know, when you start talking about the height of the military. You know what I'm saying? I know they got they def con, whatever, whatever level they on. You see what I'm saying? Of course, they had heightened alert. So, if anything, and they probably already, if this, that, and the third happened, they're going to have to fly. And that's going to be what's going to tip the balance. So just to have to move forward like that and thumb that man in his eye. And then I heard he told Putin, "Do you see me?" You see, some shit like that. You gonna talk shit. This old motherfucker gonna talk shit. He gonna talk shit to Putin. So you already know he's enraged. You see? And then you got to look at his allies is looking at him like, well, shit. You know what I'm saying? You didn't know this motherfucker was coming and shit. But he know, even if he did, would he have, and it's a possibility that they would, try to, take the president out if they could. They didn't took our motherfuckers overseas. You see, they didn't did that. So I wouldn't put it past Putin if he would, if he knew the location. You see, I wouldn't put it past him, but he would know if he did that what the next step would be. You know what I'm saying? But to thumb the man in the eye like that, and what do you expect the man to do? So I can tell you right now, he's gonna respond. Yeah, hidden agendas make friends pretend to be, friends pretend to be enemy. That's true. That's true. That's true. That's true. But you have to know the inside scoop to make that decision. Just like they say, some people say my enemy's enemy is my friend, but that's not so. That's not always so. My enemy's enemy could be my goddamn enemy. It don't mean, just because he's my, don't mean he's my friend. But I tell you what, I'm going to tell you something that's more true, is that a friend of my enemy is my enemy. I could tell you that is more true. You see, I could tell you that's more true than the enemy of my enemy is my friend. You see? And so, family, what I see coming out of this, I'm going to make this, this last response. I can tell you that Putin is not going to take that lightly. He's not. He's not going to take that lightly. And so you can expect a heavy response. That's the only thing, because he's looking that listen, man, motherfucker in your doorstep talking shit to you. Nah, I'm going to tell you like this. Now, I'll come up, nigga. You feel me? Now, me and you could be out in the street, nigga, and we can get it on. But when motherfuckers come on your block, come on your block. How motherfuckers, I done seen motherfuckers come to a motherfucker door, and be out there talking shit in front of your door. You see? That shit would never fly on my block. You see? You know what I'm saying? When a motherfucker come to your door talking shit, nigga, you got to go out there. You got to clean a nigga up at that point. You see? You at my motherfucking front door. Nigga, talking shit at my front door. He daring him like, motherfucker, come on out here then. You see, because that's the only thing a motherfucker is forced to do. You come to a motherfucker front door and stand outside that man front door talking shit. He had no, you got to, and that's the hardliners is gonna play the role of mama. Get out there and get that motherfucker. Straight up. Get him. That's all she's gonna go. Get him. Don't come back in here till you get it. You see? And so that's where they're at with it. So they're gonna be trying to get old Zelensky. They're gonna try to get him. They're gonna try to get him. They're gonna try to get him. They're straight up. And they're gonna and they're gonna try to, if they can. Now, ending on this. Sometimes you can enrage a motherfucker to lead him on into the trap. So you got to watch that too. You got to, because you can't let the rage make you silly to where you run right into some type of trap. You know what I'm saying? And so, they might be thumbing him to enrage him. You see? So he can come on in the trap. You see? So you don't know what's going on, but I tell you what, stay tuned. This shit getting good. You see, I'm telling you just like this. It's going to be some more shit. And I can tell you this. It won't be long. Yeah, that's what Biden said. He said, I'm outside. That's what he said. Oh, man. You see? Because he probably, like I said, I'm about to get up out of it. He had a contingency. He had a contingency. They had a contingency to be able to go in there and get him if they need be. Believe that. That's why he did and said what the fuck he said. Believe that. All right, family. I want to thank y'all for being here today. We'll be back later on with some more powerful information. He say Putin too smart. He see how this war is destroying the West economy. He's going to take his time. Yeah, it's destroying his too. War ain't something you can, because do you understand what I'm saying? When you said that, understand this, taking your time. You see that the longer you stay out there, regardless how you feel, even in the art of war, a prolonged war, dulls the blade. You okay? Them boys ain't gonna want to stay out there forever. Okay? And so the longer you prolong achieving what it is, because in war, it is best to achieve quickly if you can. You see? But you don't want to prolong forever. You see, achieving, because the soldiers is going to tire. They're going to tire. Their hearts, they're going to want to come home to their wives, their mothers, and their children. You see, so you could take all day, but that's not a good strategy. You see, that's not a good strategy to stay forever. You see, and take your time. You see, especially when men is dying. It ain't like he ain't taking no losses. Motherfucker had to go back and start the draft. You see? Bodies was coming home. We seen how many of this man, that ain't, you take your time, but when you losing your leadership, generals and shit like that, you in trouble. You in goddamn trouble. You see? You in goddamn trouble. You in trouble. So yes, the West economy, everybody gonna feel it. So it ain't like he taking his time and he's hurting the West. Like he is just flourishing. It's not flourishing. This shit not flourishing neither. Both of their ass is gonna be, in an economic downturn when it comes to that. You see? So, so when you think about it, just understand that who's the real winner in war? You see, while motherfuckers is up there at the top, send your son, send your children. You know, your children is expendable. You see, because they'll call another motherfucker up to take his place. You see, so understand that when you talk as one who is in an office, but not the man that's down there on that battlefield that's ready to get back home to his family. Now, again, if the war is about something that the people is, they understand why it must be fought. You see, you done bomb their people, they families is under attack. If their families is under attack, that's going to galvanize the energy in the people to fight. And they're going to fight relentlessly if they families is on. But if it's some shit with two motherfuckers in two nations and the elite is fighting over power that ain't got, man, these people ain't got, their heart is not in that shit. You see? So, family, this is the general. I'm out of here. I'll be black later on. Black power. Keep your eyes in the sky. Make sure ain't no UFOs flying over. And, hey, prepare. The watch time is now. All right, family. Black power.